Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to go into the fourth and final part of chapter 30 of One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. It is the last chapter to this book, but like I said, there are two extra two extra parts to this book that I will read in two separate videos for you guys, but let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off the video now. You have been warned. Bronwyn, Sunday, November 18th, 10:45 a.m. The day after Nate was released, I gave my one and only interview to the media. I didn't mean to, but Mike Hill Powers himself ambushed me outside my house, and as I expected, when I first saw the full force of his charm turned on our case, I couldn't resist him. Rowan Rojas, the girl most likely. He was dressed in a crisp navy suit and subtly patterned tie, gold cufflinks glinting as he held out his hand with a warm smile. I almost didn't notice the camera behind him. I've been wanting to talk with you for weeks. You never gave up on your friend, did you? I admire that. I've admired you throughout the entire case. Thanks, I said weakly. It was transparent and attempt, but to butter me up, and it totally worked. I would love your take on everything. Can you spare a few minutes to tell us what this ordeal has been like for you and how you feel now that it's over? I shouldn't have. Robin and my family had held our last legal meeting that morning, and her parting advice was to keep a low profile. She was right as usual, but there was something I wanted to get off my chest that I hadn't been allowed to say before. Just one thing. I looked into the camera while Mike Hill Powers smiled encouragingly. I did cheat in my chemistry class, and I'm sorry, not only because it got me into this mess, but because it was an awful thing to do. My parents raised me to be honest and to work hard like they do, and I let them down. It wasn't fair to them or my teachers or my colleagues or the colleges I wanted to apply to. And it wasn't fair to Simon. My voice started shaking then, and I couldn't blink back any of the tears any longer. If I'd thought I won't ever stop being sorry for what I did. I'll never do anything like that again. That's all I want to say. I doubt that's what Mike Hale was hoping for, but he used it anyway for his final baby report. Rumor that has he's submitting the series for Emmy consideration. My parents keep telling me I can't blame myself for what Simon did, just like I keep telling Cooper and Addie the same thing. And I'd tell Nate if he'd let me, but I've barely heard from him since he got out of juvenile detention. He talks to Addie more than me now. I mean, he should talk to Addie, who is obviously a rock star, but still, he finally agreed to let me stop by and catch up, but I don't feel my usual excited anticipation as I ring his doorbell. Something's changed since he was arrested. I almost don't expect him to be home, but he opens the creaking door and steps aside. Nate's house looks better than it did when I was feeding Stan. His mother's staying here, and she's added all sorts of new touches like curtains, throw pillows, and frame pictures. The only time Nate spoke to me at any length after he got home, he said his mother had convinced his father to try a stint at rehab. Nate didn't hold out much hope for it, but I'm sure having his father out of the house temporarily is a relief. Nate flops into an armchair in the living room as I make my way over to Stan and peer into his cage. Glad for the distraction, he lifts one of his front legs in my direction, and I laugh in surprise. Did Stan just wave at me? Yeah, he does that, like once a year. It's his only move. Nate meets my eyes with a grin, and for a second things are normal between us. Then his smile fades and he looks down. So, I don't actually have a lot of time. Officer Lopez wants to hook me up with a weekend job at some construction company in Eastland. I have to be there in 20 minutes. That's great. I swallow hard. Why is it so hard to talk to him now? It was the easiest thing in the world a few weeks ago. I guess I wanted to say, I know you went through something awful, and I understand if you don't want to talk about it, but I'm here if you do, and I still care about you as much as ever, so that's all, I guess. It's an awkward start made worse by the fact that he won't look at me during my sad little speech. When he finally does, his eyes are flat. I've been meaning to talk to you about that. First, thanks for everything you did. Seriously, I owe you one. I probably won't ever be able to repay you, but it's time to get back to normal, right? And we're not each other's normal. He averts his eyes again, and it's killing me. If he'd look at me for more than 10 seconds, I'm positive he wouldn't say this. No, we're not. I'm surprised at how steady my voice is, but that's never mattered to me, and I didn't think it mattered to you. My feelings haven't changed, Nate. I still want to be with you. I never said anything that matters so much in such a straightforward way, and at first I'm glad I didn't wimp out, but Nate looks like he couldn't care less, and while I'm not fazed by external obstacles thrown my way, disapproving parents, no problem, jail time, I'll get you out. His indifference makes me wilt. I don't see the point. We've got separate lives and nothing in common now that the investigation's wrapped up. You need to get ready for Ivy League and I. He lets out a humorous snort. I'll be doing whatever the opposite of that is. I want to throw my arms around him and kiss him until he stops talking like this, but his face is closed off, as though his mind's already 1,000 miles away waiting for his body to catch up, like he's only let me come here out of the sense of obligation, and I can't stand it, if that's how you feel. He nods so fast that whatever tiny flicker of hope I might have been nursing disappears. Yep, good luck with everything, Bronwyn. Thanks again. He stands up like he's going to walk me to the door, but I can't take fake politeness right now. Don't bother, I say, stalking past him with my eyes on the floor. I'll let myself out and walk stiffly to my car, willing myself not to run and fumble through my bag with shaking hands until I find my keys. I drive home with dry, unblinking eyes and make it all the way to my room before I lose it. Maeve knocks softly and enters without waiting for an invitation, curling up next to me and stroking my hair while I sob into a pillow like my heart's just been broke, which I guess it did. I'm sorry, she says. She knew where I was headed, and I don't need to tell her how it went. He's being a jerk. She doesn't say anything else until I wear myself out and sit up rubbing my eyes. I'd forgotten how tired full body crying can make you. Sorry, I can't make this better, Maeve says, reaching into her pocket and pulling out her phone, but I have something to show you that might cheer you up. Lots of reaction to Twitter to your statement on Mike Power's investigation, all positive by the way. Maeve, I don't care about Twitter, I say wearily. I haven't been on there since the whole mess started. Even with my profile set to private, I couldn't deal with the onslaught of opinions. I know, but you should see this. She hands me her phone and points to the post on my timeline from Yale University. To err is human. At Bro and Rojas, we look forward to receiving your application. That is the end of One of Us is Lying. Like I said, there are 2 special parts to this that I will read in the next couple of videos, but yeah, so I'll see you guys in those. Bye.